It is our Road to Recovery by Tylenol, because we are chatting all things injury report in the NWSL. We have seen a number of players come off SEI list and come into the league, whether it's being available or actually getting their first minutes in an extended period of time after coming back from injuries. And there were some big players that we did see return, including Trinity Rodman with the Washington Spirit. Not only did she make herself back on the availability report this weekend, Jordan, but she got a game-winning goal in absolutely electric fashion at the end of the game against Portland on the weekend.
I would say it's very Rodman of her, making a statement with just a few minutes at the appearance at the end of that game. It was really cool to be on site, to be able to sit down at training the day before with Trinity Rodman and talk to her about this process and how challenging it has been to her. Remember, you guys, she's only 23 years old. And to be out, you don't have that long-term mentality. Like, your brain is actually not formed enough to think about what is coming up next and to think long-term. And for her to make the decision to step away, to rid all the voices telling her what to do and do the right thing for her, was pretty courageous. And she was really proud of herself that she got to do that. And then she comes in playing in a center forward position, which it is not where she plays. And somehow she just weasels her way to the outside and says, I'm going to affect the game here on the right, and was ready. I think that's the thing about Trinity Rodman. She is always ready for the moment. And she delivered, almost ripped through the back of the net, you guys, with that goal she scored. She was not going to miss.
It was one of those ones that set up so sweet.
Yeah.
Like off of the half bounce that you're just like, I've just got to hit it right. I can swing as hard as I want and it's going to go in the right place. No, I love that for her because I think I talked about this on the show with Lo and McCall, but what that does for you mentally, overcoming a long-term injury, a chronic injury like that you've been struggling with, you get accustomed to being in pain and being uncomfortable. You're a pro athlete. You get over it, you move on. So for her to step away, then come back after missing out on most of the season, realizing, I'm not what you have that realization, I think, at some point in your life as a human, but as a pro athlete, where you're like, oh, I'm not invincible.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel the effects of what's going on, and I have to properly take so many steps to take care of myself. But mentally coming back from that to get that goal probably did so much for her. Did all of those hours that we don't see in rehab, in the gym, getting touches on the ball again. I absolutely love it for her. And everybody we're about to talk on this list, not just Trinity Rodman, because we had some really great returns this week.
There were a lot of good ones, some emotional ones. I think Rodman takes the cake to some extent. And Jordan, you mentioned how she's just 23 years old. The fact that she had the wherewithal to say, I am stepping away from the game to get back to where I need to be, says a lot about the maturity of a player, and to go through so much behind closed doors and when people aren't watching and actually people are saying, maybe not so nice things about you because they see you out and about doing social things, and to still be able to lock in and focus on your health and recovery and then make an impact and scoring a game-winning goal when you get back, chills. And that's going to change the trajectory of Washington Spirit now with Rodman back, because with their coaching staff that has changed, and now Rodman feeling herself, it looks to be only up from here for Washington Spirit. Some other big returns that we had: Simone Charley. After 854 days, the forward was back on the active roster for Orlando Pride. We got a sneak peek at her, Darian. I mean, this to me, it makes so much sense to celebrate this return. She played against Utah in the 79th minute as a sub for Orlando, and Simone Charley looked to be back to herself, D.
She looked in really good form. Being out for that long, and you come in and you're electric, you're effective, you're putting the defense on notice from the get-go. I loved the impact she made in the game, but another player that I got chills for when I saw her on the sideline, because she has gone through so much. The Achilles injury, the re-injuring herself. And like I said with Trinity Rodman, the hours that we don't see of just having to learn how to take care of yourself and celebrate the very, very small incremental wins of biking, pedaling, getting to jog, Jordan, the ACL club, come on. Those little things. And finally, all of that accumulates to being able to step on the pitch in the 79th minute with a stacked roster that you're getting minutes on. I love this for her. She's such a kind-hearted person. She's incredibly smart. She's all given a lot to this league. I love this for her. Can't wait to see her get more minutes with Orlando.
Yeah, my heartstrings were pulled on this because I was out 3 years with an injury to my ACL for the third time. And the moment, you're never going to forget that moment when you come back onto the field. Simone was out for 2.5 years. She had not played in a game for 2.5 years. And it's like this duality of like, I am confident I belong here, but like until you get back out there, you just don't know if it's ever going to happen. And when it happens, like I get tears every time this happens to players. So I'm excited for her that she gets to do what she loved, and she worked for 854 days to get back to what she loves. And she will be a really positive, influential factor on this team, maybe not from the start, but she is going to drive competition within a team who needs that competition right now. They need to put together some results, and her mentality is so good, and she will put in the work to drive the players around her.
Another player for Orlando that got removed off the SCI list was Luana, who overcame her battle with Hodgkin's lymphoma. She was available off the bench. We got to see her in warmups with Orlando at the weekend against Utah. I mean, we only saw Luana play in 3 matches in 2024, but the team in 2024, when they went on their run to win the championship and the Shield, they supported Luana so much, and that was such a big influential factor in the mental side of things for Orlando. They had a lot of that on their side last year, and Luana was one of those big factors. So to see her overcome her fight with cancer, make it back onto the active roster, be part of the team, it's just another incredible building block that Orlando has this year. Next step is getting Luana on the pitch. Let's see her get some minutes and see what she can do. Another team we're going to talk about in general that has had players come off the SEI list is Angel City, because defender Riley was recently removed from the SEI list. Also, Jun Endo, who made her first appearance for her club since she tore her ACL in February of 24. She got back on the pitch, and this comes, Jordan, at a perfect time for Angel City, because they sit 11th towards the bottom of the table, just 15 points. And now these two players in Riley and Endo can help lift Angel City. How are they going to do that?
Well, Riley has probably been doing it since she left the field, right? This is a leader that leads by example, but also vocally, and how she speaks with players and what she does to manage her team off the field. But it's just different when you're out there training every single day. So I think Riley is going to up the level when it comes to their defensive cohesiveness, giving information to players in the back line as she sees it out on the pitch, which is important because Angel City is giving up way too many goals right now. On the other side, Jun Endo, I'm interested to see where Jun Endo plays, because Kennedy Fuller has been one of my favorite playmakers, and the way that she has been able to find the pocket, connect with Tiernan, give Thompson space in moments, those are the things that Jun Endo wants to do. So can Endo play in this 8 position, play a little bit deeper, and play in front, get the balls in front, like progressive passes? There we go. I finally got it. Progressive passes for this Angel City team to link up with Tiernan and create combinations. I find her potentially fitting in there, or as the false winger or the tucked in winger that we saw Claire Emsley doing for so long. She could also play in that role if you have an outside back who gets forward. So it'll be interesting to see how Endo fits in, but my goodness, Angel City should be excited that Endo is back on the field.
Now she adds a lot of depth and leadership. Both these players add a ton of leadership to this team, which is actually something I think they've been missing. Sid LaRue has been out. She's coming back. Kristen Press doesn't get the minutes we want her to be able to get for whatever reason. So I like this. It adds more competition. You're right. Kennedy Fuller's been great, but I think let's elevate. Now you've got to compete week in, week out. No position is safe. And Jun Endo is a world-class player. I have missed seeing her on the pitch, regardless of where she is. So I love it. And Jordan, that wasn't as bad as sprinting shoes. I will never forget sprinting shoes. So progressive passes was not bad.
That's a throwback to what, A323 this summer?
Sitting in those chairs and like trying not to crack up.
Oh God. The chairs. What a time. What a time.
The sprinting shoes on. All these players, we can't wait to see them get their sprinting shoes on and back onto the pitch. That it's always fun to see players come back from SEI and look like themselves, look happy and ready to fight on the pitch.